presentation is showing us a good right presentation. Present as a presentation.
Okay. Hold on. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome everybody to another edition of Google Online Safety Show. So we're going to be going through a lot today. We're going to be doing a lot together today. So I urge everybody to be patient and let's take our time to actually be together and enjoy this particular workshop. So to start with, I'm going to introduce myself. So my name is Busayo Motuka. I'm the lead coach at Code 14. So I think it's very important to let us know who we are at Code 14 and what our objective is. Code 14 is a research lab that is focused on empowering educational body to teach computer language to as low as elementary level. And this particular workshop is brought to you by Code 14 and is organized by Google. So this particular workshop, the aim and objective of this workshop is to train teachers so that teachers can go to the various schools and train their students on how their students can be safe on the internet, on how they can, when they see anything they're not sure of on the internet, on how they can be safe. So as we move forward, we're going to be going through slides. So the slide is available here. So let's jump in. So I'm excited to start this. So if you are excited, let's begin. Right, so let's start talking about it. So at the beginning of this workshop, I was able to let us know that the purpose and aim objective of this workshop is to train teachers so that teachers can go to the various schools to train their students. So let's start talking about it. Right, so since this particular training is majorly focused on students from young ones from the age of 7 to 14. So it is very important to have a conversation with them at the beginning of the training teachers are, are urged to, try a lot of methodology to actually like bring the student into the conversation by, making it interactive. So one of those things we can do to make this training interactive with our students while we're having a session with them is to actually like find out from them how often they use the internet. So as a teacher, you want to ask your students to raise up their hand. You ask them to raise up their hand if they use the internet, if they've ever used the internet, right? So another technique is to also ask them if they use the internet once a month. You can also ask them that they should raise up their hand if they use it once a week, and so on, just to find out. So with this kind of technology, the student will be eager to know what you have to say, and you will see them raising up their hand and giving you their responses. Right. So moving forward from here, so as a teacher, we should be free with them. We should be free with them. We should allow them to pour out their mind, right? So we can go ahead to even like, find out more on how they use the internet. We've already find out if they are using the internet, and the fact is that they are using the internet. So we can't shy away from that. So what we need to do next is now find out to make inquiry on how they use the internet, right? So we shouldn't be deceived that probably these students are using the internet only to do the assignments, right? So we never can tell. At our back, they might be using it for something else, right? So we should just make it an open conversation to like ask them. So we can ask them, do you use the internet to chat with friends? Do you use the internet to do your homework? Do you use the internet to share photos of yourself and your family? Do you use the internet to share funny photos and videos? So these are the kind of questions, these are the kind of ways we can actually ask them the way they are using the internet. When you are conducting this kind of inquiry from the students, you can put them in group of four. So each student in each group is given a survey of questions, right? In a particular group, you give each student a survey of questions. Like the number one question can go to the first group, the second question can go to the second group, and so on and so forth. So you just give them a time frame of 2 minutes for them to actually like answer and give you feedback. So after this activity, students are going to give you their responses. Right, so let's dive in and let's see what we have in the next slide. Right, so since we are going to be training our students on how to be safe on the internet, and as we have been able to establish from the beginning of this workshop, we have been able to establish the fact that this workshop is for students from the age of 7 to 14. Right, with this, we know that these ones they are young ones, right? They still need direction, even when we are with them physically, not to talk of when they're on the internet, like when nobody is watching over them. So there's a need for us to like start engaging them and start talking more about what they are likely to be from the internet. So we should, as a teacher, we shouldn't shy away from that. And if you will agree with me that students spend most time in the school than when they spend with their parents. So it's actually our responsibility to actually like train them on what they're going to be encountering on the internet. So we're going to be looking at the four major character young ones can encounter on the internet. Basically, they're called bad guys, right? They are called bad guys because of their, because of what they post, because of what they can do, because of their threats on the internet. So the first one is the oversharer. The second one is the hacker. The third one is the fisher, And the fourth and last one is the troublemaker. So these are the four type of character we can encounter on the internet. So as a teacher, we should put this in their mind. We should let them know that despite the fact that the internet is a great place to, a great place to be, people, a line of our people are already on the internet. So we can do a lot with the internet, but we should let them know that there are dangers with being online. The internet has its bad side. So as a teacher, I urge us to make a lot of emphasis on this. This will go a long way in protecting their privacy and security on the internet. So if you are excited, I am excited. So let's move forward. So far, we have been talking about how young ones can be protected, how they can be protected on the internet, how they can be safe while they are using the internet. Now, how do we train them to be ready for what they are going to encounter on the internet? How do we train them? Right. So this is where we look at how to be an internet hero. So how to be an internet hero. So for us to equip our students to be an internet hero, they must be sharp on the internet. We must train them to be strong while they are on the internet. We must train them to be alert while they're on the internet. We must train them to be kind whenever they're on the internet. And they should be brave while they're on the internet. So these are four characteristics of an internet hero. So these 5 things will help get you there. So you need to share with care. I'm going to go over this once again. You need to remind them to share with care. They shouldn't fall for fake. They should secure their secrets. And of course, it's good to be kind, even physically. So also the things that we can online. And when they are in doubt, they should talk it out. They should talk to it and trusted adults. So let's move forward to the next slide. So now let's start looking at this characteristic one after the other. So the first one we have here is to be sharp and share with care. So how do we train our students to be sharp and share with care while they are on the internet? In 21st century, we already know, like I said earlier, that we have a large number of people already on the internet, and the number is increasing every day. So if we are going to expose our young ones on the internet, we need to train them on how to be sharp. So looking at how to be sharp, so one of the things we want to train them with is how to share with care. So the internet connects all of number of people around the world, connect them together, so you can be able to share anything anytime. So you can reach friends near and far with just a click, right? So looking at the picture we have on our screen, this particular picture is used to demonstrate how we share on the internet, right? So once you click on the send button, you're trying to share something. Once it go live, it go out of the reach. That is, we need to train them that once they click on their share button and the thing go out to the internet, they no longer have control over it. So because of this, they need to be careful when they are sharing over the internet. So let's look at other scenario. So this particular scenario is about a man called Sunday. So this man is just making a video of himself preparing a barbecue piece of meat, as you can see in the picture on our screen. So you can ask them to raise up their hand that ever seen this kind of video before. So just like I've said, survey is just it's just having fun. I think you can put it that way. It's just having fun. It's preparing a barbecue of meat and just sharing with his follower on the internet. But guess what happened to the video? Now the video of survey has over 6 million views as of 12th of June 2019 and has been remained all over the internet. So this is a sample of how what we share on the internet can go out of the reach. So as you can see on the screen, the video of survey has been remade, it has been reproduced in different versions. Some people even go as far as printing it on their mug. Some people are going about making and all that. So this is a sample of how what we post on the internet can go out of their reach, our reach. And as a student, as a teacher, we should try and train the students. We try and train them how to cultivate the habit of sharing, politely. So if they are going to share at all, they should share with care. Let's see what we have in the next slide. Right. So this is another example to better understand the picture we're trying to paint here. This particular video is produced by some group of comedians, and this particular video already has over 10 million views on YouTube alone. So it is important as a teacher to remind the student that anything you share has potential to be forwarded. People can help you to share. They can help you to share your information, beyond your imagination, so to say. They can help you to share it beyond your imagination. It can even go out of your reach. So looking at this particular video, there's nothing wrong with this particular video. It's just a comedy to entertain people, right? To make people relax. But what if this particular video is an embarrassing video or a damaging video? That is how it's going to go out of the reach. So we need to be careful when we're sharing on the internet, and be careful of what we share. So this is very important. So at this junction, I'm excited. I believe we are having fun already. So if you are excited also, join me as I progress to the next slide. Right. So this is the first character, the first type of people you can encounter on the internet. They are called oversharer. So who are the oversharer? So oversharer can be anybody. So what oversharer, what they do is that they take what you share on the internet and they help you to circulate it around. That is their job basically. It's an addition to them. They're already addicted to it, right? So they tend to share whatever they see. So you never can tell who out of your follower could be what we would like to call oversharer. You never can tell. It can be your close friend. So the type of people that love to spread information about others, whether mean-spirited or well-intended, right? So I'm sure that at some point you have either seen or heard about a picture or a post that goes out of hand because of screenshots and oversharing. I'm sure we've come across that kind of information. So once you have shared the information, it might be able to go anywhere over the web. So as a teacher, we need to allow the students to be open to the kind of information that they should be careful to share. or the kind of information they should protect while they're on the internet. So a sample of the kind of information we should encourage them to protect while they're on the internet is their password, their private images, their bank information, their home address. So these are very sensitive information. So we need to train them to know how to protect all of this information. So join me as I proceed to the next slide. So I'd like to take us back a little. So at the last slide, we talked about how oversharing can be very dangerous to young ones while they're on the internet. That they can share any information they are able to lay their hand on. So how do we curb this behavior? How do we curb this particular situation? So one of the way we can curb this is to actually familiarize ourselves with our settings, our device settings. So looking at what we have on the screen, this is a very good example of how people gossip on the internet. People are fond of doing this a lot on the internet. As you can see, the first person we have here is the first person we have here is okay. It's a girl. Her name is Shikobiti. So Shikobiti is basically saying, "I hate my teacher." Right? It's just expressing probably what the teacher has done to her, and her friend is responding below saying that, "Me too." Right? And the third person happens to be their teacher. So the teacher is now, saying, "Do you realize you are a friend online?" We can see that kind of scenario. So this is how we can, go to our settings and check our settings. So basically, you can decide who to see your information. You can decide who to see what you're posting on the internet by familiarizing yourself with your device settings. So let's go into details about settings, and let's see how we can use it as a valuable tools, to determine who we want to see our information and who we don't want to see our information. Right. So just like in the real world, for example, you share different things with different people. I'm sure you will agree with me. So, for example, why you may invite your friend and family to go into your home. That doesn't mean that you allow them to go into your room, in your private room, and start poking over your stuff, your private stuff. So basically, there are boundaries in your room where people can go to. So the same thing applicable to the internet. The same thing applicable to when you are on the internet. So you want to be sure that friend, family, and stranger only see the stuff you want them to see. So it's a good idea to have a look at your share settings and talk with a trusted adult about what information you want to give the world access to. So our kids might not be well knowledgeable about going about the settings of their device. But as a teacher, we should encourage them when they are not sure how to do this. They should be open to talk to the trusted adults, be it their parents, their uncle, or we just talk to them. Please, uncle, I need to adjust my settings, and the trusted person will actually do that for them. So with that, they can protect their privacy on the internet. So let's move to this next slide and let's see what we have. So we're still on how to share positively on the internet. So what we can see now on our screen it's a video about, this video is just demonstrating to us how we can share positively on the internet. So it's a video, so we are not going to play it on this workshop. So we're going to, so by the time we share this slide with schools, and when the school, when teachers are having a session with a student, they should take their time to play the video just to allow the students to see what is going on there. But basically, the video is all about how to share positively. Just how to open their eyes, to open the students' eyes to how they can share, if they are going to, if they are going to share at all, how they can share positively on the internet. So just like I've said, sharing on the internet can be an incredible force of good if it is done in the right way. So we want to think about what is going on in the video. So like I said, the video is about how to share positively. So looking at you sharing positively on the internet as against sharing an embarrassing video on the internet, we can see these are two different things. So if our students, if they are going to share at all, they should endeavor to share positive things on the internet. Right, so let's move to the next slide. So when we are sharing on the internet, this particular slide is all about appropriate content for different group of people. So what are the appropriate contents for different group of people? Just as in the real life, you won't share, you share things differently with people. So the same type of people online. So what are the content you can share with some set of people? So what are the other content you can share with another set of people? So looking at what we have on our screen, we can see the first one we have here is saying it's not okay to share with anyone. So what are the things that is not okay to share with anyone without permission? After the one we have in the box, and the box is here. So I want us to put our comment in the comment box. So what do you think is not okay to share with anyone without permission? That's what we have on the screen. So we have your home address, for example, news articles, your email password, your photos, your music. So which out of this one is not okay to share with anyone without permission? So I would like us to drop our comments or what we think in the comment box. So the second one is saying, is it okay to share? So what is okay to share with family and friends? What do we think is okay to share with family and friends? We have, for example, your holiday dates, your school's location, answer to tests, and so on. Why the third one is saying, is it okay to share with everyone? So these are the questions we can ask the students whenever we're having the training with them. So is it okay to share with everyone? So I would like for us to drop our comments in the comment box as we move forward. So let's go to the next slide. Right, so at this junction, I want to believe we are having fun, and I want to believe this particular workshop is interesting. If that is correct, so I want to welcome everybody to Let's Play. Excuse me, so what is Let's Play? Let's Play is designed to allow us to have fun in the course of this presentation. So it's a true or false statement. So we are going to be going through some question. So I would like you to drop your answer in the comment box. You answer if true or false. So let's look at the first question. All right. So the first question is saying, once information is on the internet, it stays there forever. True or false? Right. So I want us to drop our comment in the comment box. Like once we share information on the internet, it's there forever. True or false? Right. So I'm going to read the answer. So the answer is actually true. So once information is shared on the internet, it's still there forever. It's no longer yours. Right. So that is the first one. Let's go to the second one. 1.37 billion people already using the internet. True or false? So what do we think about this? I want us to drop our comments. Is it true that 1.3.7 people are already using the internet, or is the number lower than this, or is the number higher than this? So I want us to drop what we think in the comments box. So let's see what we have here. Right, so it's actually true. So a whole number of people are already using the internet. And believe me, the number is going to continue increasing over time. Let's do the third question. People like becoming a meme and going viral. True or false? Okay, so I'm going to reveal the answer. But while I'm trying to reveal the answer, I will appreciate if I will share our thoughts in the comments box. Okay, so it's actually false. So it's mostly false. It's mostly false. So let's quickly go to the next. Let's go to the next question. Sharing online can reveal our location. Is this true? Like, if I'm sharing online on the internet, does that mean to reveal where I'm staying? So, guys, what do we think about this? Let's share our thoughts in the comment box. So, I'm going to reveal the answer. So it's actually true. So let's see what we have in the next slide. If I don't share with my parents, they won't see it. Is this true? So if I don't share with my parents, they won't see it. So what do you think about this? Is it true or false? So let's see what we have. So it's actually false. It's actually false. So just like this one of the sample we have when we're talking about sharing on the internet, we can see a scenario of a friend gossiping on the internet. They forgot that their friend is one of their teacher is one of their friend on the internet. So if you are not sharing directly with somebody, that does not mean they can't see. They can actually see it. Probably through their one of their followers. One of their followers can be your follower, and that follower can be a person that that like to share. So the person can just take what you are sharing and just put it on their on their time frame like that, and your parent can actually see it. So it's false. Even if you don't share with your parent, they can actually see it. So teachers should enable to train their students to let them be open to the fact that in overall they need to be careful when they are sharing. Let's go to the next slide. All right. So at this junction, I want to congratulate us. Having completed the first session of this workshop. I'm excited at this junction, and if you are excited to join me as I move forward to the next slide. So let's talk about the second characteristic of an internet hero. The second way we can train our students to be secure on the internet. So they need to be strong and secure their secrets. So why do they need to be strong and secure their secrets? Let's find out in the next slide. So they need to be strong and protect their secrets because of these guys. So they are called hacker. Remember, hacker is one of the characters we can encounter on the internet. They are one of the characters we can encounter on the internet. So as a teacher, please, we should make a lot of emphasis on this particular, character because they can be very deadly on the internet. Their major work is for them to just go on the internet and start, looking for people's error. They start looking for people's error. They start looking for gaps. Right. So hackers are human beings. So we should allow the students to be able to think. They are not spirits. Hackers live among us. They are human beings. In fact, hackers, as far as I know, they can't do anything without without we helping them. How do I mean? Hackers tend to rely on the information or our weakness on the internet. So this is why, as a teacher, we need to make a lot of emphasis on this particular one. So hackers might access your account and your personal information. So let's look at how we can train the students, to be strong and prepare their mind against the hacker. So just like I've said earlier, we were able to establish the fact that hackers are human beings and they can't operate without our help. So we need to help them. We need to help them. So to render them useless and to make them effort effectless, right? We need to look at how we go about setting our password. Looking at what we have from the screen, these are examples of common password people are using. You can imagine in 2020 people are still using this kind of password. Like the first one is just a numeric number, like 1, 2, and what is missing here, I believe, is 4, 5, 6. So easily hackers can easily guess and just get your password and just use it against you. The same thing that made it to the first and second one. So these passwords can easily be guessed, and at the end of the day, they just use it against you. So let's look at what is missing in all these passwords. Like the first one, what is missing there is 4. What is missing there are just this basically is password, spell password, and the third one is hello. So these are too weak. These passwords are too weak. They are too weak. So how do we create a strong password that cannot be cracked? Let's go to the next slide and find out. So first, let's talk about what is a strong password. So we already know what the weak password is. Now, what's a strong password? So while we're having this particular training with our students, teachers should ask them what do the student think is a strong password. So they can call on some students to ask them to think about what a strong password is before you reveal the answer to them. So now let's go over it. A strong password must contain at least 8 to 12 characters. Number one, the second feature of the strong password is a strong password must be mixed with numbers and letters. The third one, a strong password must have uppercase and lowercase characters. A strong password must have a special characters. So these are four features of a strong password. So let's see what we have in the next slide. Right. So when we are training the student on how to create a strong password, we should endeavor to open their eyes to this 14. You should put this 14 at the back of back of their mind. It's very important in creating a strong password. Now, how do you train them to memorize their password? Because as a young ones, remember this training is meant for people from the age of 7 to 14. So with all this, putting all this together, how do we help them to memorize this? Remember they have a very weak memory. So how do we train them? So let's find out in the next slide. So one way to train the student to create a strong password is to advise them to swap out the letter with special character or number that look like the letter in some way. So they swap letter with number, like what we're having on the screen. So with friend, they can try to connect the letter with its special character or number. Right. So what this one is saying basically is that whenever we are training our students to create a strong password, they can get their password from their favorite story. They can get their password from their favorite story. So in order to be able to do this, just like the technique we have been using from the beginning of the training, you can ask the student you can group them in pairs, put them in pairs. So ask them to pair the character with alphabetical letter that it represents. So with this swapping letters and characters together, they will come up with a very strong password. Right, so we can see what's on the screen. Right, so for example, the first one, we can see letter E is going with letter 3. Letter 3 is going with the character plus sign. So this kind of example, we just interchange them, and put them together. We will have a strong password. So having walked them through on how to create a strong password, now let's show them how to memorize it. So put the student in pairs of the group. Excuse me. Ask them to think of a fun phrase or an event that they can remember. For example, my little brother Hassan was born in December. So this is a very good story. They can actually pick out. So this is what I think they need to do. The first step is to think of a fun character or phrase of an event that they can remember and write it down. It could be the family favorite film, a children's book, and even from what high school the high school their friend graduated from. So they can just pick the first letter from those stories and they'll come up with their password. So it's as simple as that. Let's look at another example. So this example is saying use the first letter from some of all the words in your phrase. So these are good techniques. So we are going to be going over them. I think we have I think we have I think it's 4. I think it's 5. Yes, we have 5 of them. So they are very good technique. So by picking letters from their favorite story, their best film, the best party they've been to, story that have been told before, so they can actually pick their strong passion from there, combining it with special characters. So these are good ways to come up with a strong password. So having said this, as a teacher, we should allow the students to open to remembering their password. So we can ask them, can you remember your password? Some of them will raise up their hand, and to your surprise, they will just say the password. So in order to know if this technique actually works, we have to check if we can remember our password. To help you remember the password, we can encourage them to write down two or more, to write it 2 times on the pages of paper. So when they are done with that, they should, they should destroy this sheet of paper and invite them to the shop box to write on the board and see if they remember it. So these are techniques we can encourage the students to do when they are creating a strong password. So let's go to the next slide and see what we have. This section, I want to welcome everybody to another form of game. So I'll this is a form of game. So just like Let's Play, this is also like a game to make us relax. In this workshop, we've actually come a long way, and believe me, we have little to cover. So this particular game is all about do or don't. So I'm going to be sliding through some questions, and I'll be glad if we can actually like comment in the comment box, either do or don't. So the first one is use a unique password for each of your important accounts. Do or don't. So what do you think about this, guys? So let's endeavor to share our thoughts in the comment box. Use a unique password for each of your important accounts. Do or don't. So we can go over this while we are training the students. I think we have up to 5 or 6 questions there. So we can take our time. We should take our time to go over each of it. So I'm going to slide through, but this particular game is basically trying to find out, how we can create a strong password, right? So I'm going to slide past it, and let's see what we have in the next chapter. Oh, all right. Again, I want to congratulate us. So we just completed another, chapter of this workshop. I believe we are doing great. So, as always, I'm excited. So, if you are excited, join me as we proceed to the next chapter. Right. So, this is the third ways the student can ensure that the students are safe on the internet. So they need to be alert. Don't fall for fake. So as a teacher, we should emphasize on this. When the students when they are on the internet, they need to be alert. They need to watch out for strange things on the internet, and they shouldn't fall for fake. So let's dive in. So why do we need to encourage our students, our pupils to be alert while they're on the internet? Simply because of the features. So the feature, if you remember, they are one of those bad guys. you can come across on the internet. So they can gain access to your personal information by tricking you. They harm your device with malware and all that. So basically, Finster might try to impersonate someone or something you know. This is very important. So this is how you know if someone is a Finster or not. If they pretend, to be someone you know, basically they are impersonators on the internet. So they are called Finsters. It's a good reminder to be on the lookout and steer clear from anything that seems fishy. Fishers are good at what they do and they are getting better every day. But with a few tips, you can learn to steer clear of the finishers attack. So let's see how we can train our students, how we can train them to be on the lookout, how they can discover a finisher on the internet. Right. So this is a picture that is used to demonstrate how we can spot a finisher on the internet. So this looks like a message. It looks like a message. So imagine you receive this kind of message and it's saying, "Oh my God, click here to win 1 million and see everyone who is in love with you." So in this kind of scenario, we can see there's a particular place that is highlighted in blue color. So that is a link, actually. So it's a good idea in this scenario not to click on link. Please don't click on links unless you are 100% sure it's legitimate. So like we have been able to establish in this workshop, lots of people we are using the internet every now and then, and most time we come across this kind of link, right? So some people can disguise, they can just put click here, but what is behind that click is more than click here. It might just take you to another website that all they just need, or all they just require from you is to click that link, and believe me, they have of all of your information. So we need to train the students to be careful of the type of link they're going to be clicking on the internet. That's what we have in the next slide. So we are still talking about how we can spot the finisher on the internet. So we are going to be going through some scenario of how our eyes can be opened when we see the finisher, how we can discover how to be on the lookout for the finisher. So this is another scenario. This one looks like a Gmail. This one looks like a Gmail actually. So looking at it, looking at it. So looking at it is not real. So how do we discover? How do we know this is not real? So to know, let's train the students to always check on the web address. So when you receive any message or any email, try first thing, just go to your tab, go to your browser tab, and try to check the web address. So looking at the web address, we can see that the web address, does not correlate with the message we are having on the screen. So this actually is a work of a finisher. They are pretenders. So they basically post what they are not. So let's go to the next slide. Right, so this is another form of game This one is all about real or fake, just like we have do or don't. Just like we have true or false. This one is real or fake. So we are going to be going over some scenario, and just as always, I will be glad if we leave our comments in the comment box. Right. So the first one is saying, does the site include indicators of a trustworthy site like badge? Right. So this is how you discover if a site is real or not. So as a teacher, we need to train our students to be on the lookout to check if a particular site has badges. Let's go to the next one. If the site URL match the name and title they are looking for, if the offer seems too good to be true, are there any pop-ups? Does the URL start with HTTPS preceded by a great padlock? Is the person or the site asking you to reveal private information? So these are techniques. These are ways we can discover if a site is real or fake. So welcome to Let's Play Game. I'm sure at this point you already know what Let's Play is all about. So let's go over it. So Let's Play is just true. It's just true or false. So you leave in the comment box what you think, either true or false. So let's look at the first one. So just like we have been doing from the beginning of this training, we're going to be going over. We have like 6 of this scenario. So I'm going to pick like 2 or 3 out of them and discuss them. Then teachers should be able to take their time whenever they're in school, whenever they're training the students, they should take their time to go over every one of it. So the first one is so looking at this picture, this one is just like a mail, right? So just like our basic mail. So the subject is saying important membership information, and the message is from this person, membership at cinemas.com, and the body is saying, dear Shion, a big thank you for your membership with us because you have been such an amazing member. We would like to upgrade you to premium at no cost. So real or fake? So looking at that scenario, we can decide to if it is real or fake. So another example we have here is looking at a website. So whenever you find yourself on a website, we should train the students to take their time. So whenever you find yourself on a website, sit back, take your time, try to study the website before you take any action. Because there are websites today that when you land on the website, it starts asking you to start taking action. But this is where you need to be smart. Ignore the request. Take your time. Look at the website URL. Look at the content of the website. Look at the navigation bar. So make sure everything is in sync. Make sure they are correlate with each other. So like the one we're having on the screen now. This website looks like a company that's selling snacks. They're selling snacks. It happens to be donuts. You can see that from their logo, donuts and more shop. So and looking at their URL, I mean their web address, we can see this website is in sync. So everything is in sync together. So we can conclude that this website is real. So it's actually real. Looking at the setup. Looking at the setup, so let's look at one more before we move to the next chapter. Right. So I'm sure we might have seen this kind of message before, like the kind of message we receive on our phone. To just pop up from nowhere saying that congratulations, you've won an iPhone. So these are common messages we receive on our phone, and one can tell that this is fake. I don't think we need anybody to tell you that this is fake unless you apply for a promo, right? But imagine you didn't apply for anything, it's not just pop up from your phone asking you to congratulating you that you've won an iPhone from nowhere. So we as a teacher we should because little ones they might be excited with this kind of offer. Imagine little ones that they are using their phone and they receive this kind of message. They'll be very excited. They can even come and meet their mom or anybody that's around them, like, oh mom, see what I'm seeing on my phone. I just want an iPhone. So as a teacher or as a parent, we should train them to teach them to always take their time. If they are not sure, you should try to talk to an adult. So let's look at one more example before we go. Right, so let's look at this particular example. So I need you to tell me if this is real or fake. So let me read what we have. Hey, you seem like a fun person to hang out with. Let's have some fun together. Can you add me to your friend list? You know, these are very common on the internet. You see people just sliding into your DM from nowhere and requesting a relationship from you or asking you to follow them somewhere. So as a kid, they might want to fall or fit in for this kind of scenario. So as a teacher, we need to train them to always take their time. If they see this kind of request, they should endeavor to talk to their parents or to their teacher about it, so that they can be guided on how to go about it. So we have a lot of it. So our conversation again, we just finished another chapter of this documentation. So we are going to we still have like two left. So let's quickly cover them. So this has to do with how we can train the student to be kind and be cool on the internet. So from the beginning of this workshop, we've talked about how it is fun to be on the internet, the dangers that is associated with being on the internet, and all that. So does that mean the internet is no go area? No. The, just like we have been able to establish, the internet is just like our physical society. It's only that we might not be seeing ourselves physically, but people are there. You are seeing people. So it's actually good to be kind on the internet. So let's see how we can be kind on the internet. Right. So the troublemakers are one of the character we talked about that we can find on the internet. So the troublemakers are there on the internet, just like we have troublemakers in our neighborhood. Just those people that can just purposely frustrate you. They can embarrass you. They like having fun with embarrassing people. So the same thing applicable to internet. The same thing applicable to internet. The troublemaker, they are there. They are just there. Their job is to come and hurt people's feelings. That is what they do. They are there to frustrate you. So as a teacher, we need to train the student to be kind on the internet. So let's talk about it. So what are the ways to spread kindness online? So we're going to be looking at some scenario So with this scenario, we are going to be using it to evaluate how we can train the student to be kind on the internet. So like this first scenario, let's say for example someone found your friend's phone and sent a really mean message about another student to a bunch of people on a soccer team. So what can you do in this kind of scenario? What can you do in this kind of scenario? So I always remember the technique we have been using in this workshop, and we shouldn't forget that this training is designed for young ones, right? So it's our job as a teacher to go back to our school and replicate this, right? So the technique we are using is putting them in pairs, put them into discussion group. Let the student discuss what they can do in this kind of scenario on how to spread positivity and minimize negative on the internet. So remember that one of the options is that one of the options should include stopping a bullying and supportive fitting. So let's train them to not let's train them. Let's discourage them from the habit of bullying people on the internet, and they should support anybody that they think this person is suffering from anything on the internet. They should try to like support them. Let's go to the next example. Right, so again, you want to put them in group again. So let them discuss what they can do in this kind of scenario. Like someone is posting serious mean comments about one of your classmates, about one of your students in the class, on your class blog, you know. So as a teacher, just ask them what student, what can you do in this kind of scenario? Right. So they will tell you, you receive their feedback, their different opinion, you receive them, you can now go ahead to put them in the right direction. Right. So when you're teaching them, because these students they're going to be coming with they're going to be coming with different perspectives. So as a teacher, you need to take your time. Don't be harsh on them. Let them pour out their mind. See, your job is to guide them to let them know what is right. So let's take one more example before we move forward. Right. So in this scenario, there is an online game that a bunch of your friends play a lot. This one time, one player starts saying really nasty stuff about one of your friends who is playing, and they just won't stop. So we should ask them what can they do in this kind of scenario. Right. So let's look at how to be kind on the internet. So to be kind on the internet, we're going to be looking at five ways we can be kind. Five ways we can encourage the students to be kind on the internet. Five ways we can encourage them to be kind on the internet. Number one, don't pass on gossip while you're on the internet. Number two, block mean or inappropriate behavior. Number three, support others. Always support others on the internet. Just like you support people in the physical life. Also extend your support to them on the internet. Be an upstander. Take responsibility. So these are five ways we can encourage the students to be kind on the internet. Let's move to the next slide. Oh yes, okay. So congratulations to everyone. We just finished the fourth chapter of this workshop. So let's move to the last chapter. So what we have here is how to be brave, and when in doubt, let's talk it out. So lastly, Being on the internet, we need to be very brave. And when the students are not sure, when they are in doubt, they should talk it out. One lesson that applies to any and all encounter of the digital kind, when you come across something questionable on the internet, you should feel free. You should feel comfortable about, you know, talking it, about discussing it with a trusted adults like your parents, your uncle, your teacher. So let's dive in and see what we have. So to be brief on the internet, we can do these five things to be brief on the internet. The first one, when you're on the internet, when you are not sure about something, when you see something, say something. Don't keep quiet. In this age, adults tend to overpower the young ones. At times our kids might have, they may have a lot of opinions in their mind. Just keep them, just shut them up. No, we shouldn't do that. We should allow them to open to conversation. So when they see anything on the internet, let them see you as a parent, as a teacher they can talk to. So when they see something, let them say something. When they are not sure, they should discuss it, they should talk it out. They should always report and block inappropriate content. And before they pass information around on the internet, they should get proof. They should make sure this particular information is real. Let them get the proof before they circulate it. They shouldn't be afraid when they're on the internet. They should be brief. They shouldn't be afraid. So let's go over this one after the other. Let's start looking at scenario. Let's talk about it. So we are going to be looking at some scenarios. So I'm going to take like three out of them and discuss them. But teachers should endeavor to take that time when they're in school. They should take that time and go over everything so that the student can know what this thing is all about. So like this one, so what can you do in this scenario? Again, organize the student into group, display each scenario and slide to them, just like I've said. So read through each scenario for students. Give the student 2 to 3 minutes to discuss what they would do in this situation. Elicit responses from one group before moving to the next scenario. So these are techniques we can use to keep the students, keep them into the conversation. So like this one now, like this example, for example, you get a chat from someone with whom you are not familiar with. You know, we know that kind of chat. People that can just slide into our DM from nowhere. And this person is saying, I saw you in math class today. You are cute. What is your address? I can come over to hang out. Like what? I don't know you from anywhere. So young ones they will easily fall for this scenario. They will easily fall victim of this scenario because they are young. They can easily be manipulated. Young ones can easily be manipulated. So as a teacher, as a parent, we should always guide them and teach them and train them what they can do in this kind of scenario. Let's take two more. For example, you accidentally download the virus onto your computer. How can you respond? So as a kid, let's say for example they're just using their phone or they're using their iPad, they're using their computer, and unknowingly they download the virus onto their computer. many students might just move on with what they are doing, not knowing that that's might be very might be very damaging to their computer. So we should always train them when they come across this kind of thing. They should discuss with people. They should talk to their parents about it. Oh, mom, see what I found on my computer. Please, what should I do? We should create the consciousness in their mind. Right. So let's look at one more. You see a message that says, "Everyone wear purpose tomorrow, but don't tell little." This kind of scenario, like the young one, they like to use a lot. So in their pairs of group, we can okay, how everyone will wear purple tomorrow, but don't tell. So we can like the student can ask, why have I tell not to? Is it a secret? Are we in a secret court? Right. So we should allow the students to be free. Let them ask questions. So we should let them know that we are not in a secret society. They need to know why would I tell them to they should like this kind of example. So they should open to like conversation. So I'm going to be sliding over the next two. Like I mean this is the last one actually. So so we just concluded the fifth chapter of this presentation, and at this junction, I want to congratulate everyone for coming to this workshop. Believe me, it has been fun from the beginning, and I believe we all had fun. So before I go, I will go over what we have been discussing. I will do a kind of summary. So with what we can see on our screen, how to be an internet hero. So as a teacher, when we go back to our school, we should try and train the student on how they can be safe on the internet, by cultivating these 5 habits. They should be smart, they should be alert, they should be strong, they should be kind, and they should be brief if they are not sure they should talk it out. Right, so thank you once again for coming. My name remains Busayo Motuka, and I am the lead coach at Code 14. At Code 14, we are available to every school. If you think there's anything we need to help you with, always reach out to us through our learner success, through Bukola, and we are going to try as much as possible to respond back to every comment in the comment box. So Bukola is going to respond back to every comment. Thank you for coming. See you next time.